This episode of Safemoon Knight will cover Riddle Me This, Swap and Evolve, what it was, what it is now, how it helps the Safemoon ecosystem, how the Safemoon ecosystem helps Swap and Evolve. If you've been able to hack into my Knight computer and survey my feed, congratulations, you deserve to be subscribed, able to like, and able to comment on this data source. Please share this video to boost the server algorithm to get this information on Safemoon to others. For more Knight content, make sure to access and follow my Twitter feed. I am Safemoon Knight. Let's not waste any time. Let's get to it. Today, we have Swap and Evolve. Let's go. While roaming the streets of Gotham, I came across another riddle. Here's a photo. It reads, "What's desired and feared, for a whale dump is near. Light me with a spark, and is the color of my mark." I figured it out already, but can you? Try to solve the riddle and leave your answer in the comment section below. Make sure to pay attention to this dataset video, as the answer is hidden somewhere in this video. Now, let's discuss Swap and Evolve in detail. Safemoon has turned on the switch for Swap and Evolve, but many still wonder exactly what is Swap and Evolve. In order to know this, we must first learn of its predecessor, Swap and Liquefy. But what is Swap and Liquefy? This was a function that triggered in Safemoon to help make Safemoon's LP stronger. The stronger the LP, the more stable the price of the token or coin. The more stable the token, the more confident people have in its price stability, and the more willing people and other projects are to use Safemoon as part of their own ecosystem. Having price stability is important in one's project, especially if one plans on building an entire ecosystem and uses its token or coin as the fuel. Now, let's get to Swap and Liquefy. Every time a Safemoon transaction takes place, there is a fee. Depending on the Safemoon platform will depend on the fee cost. But to make things easier to understand, let's use a 10% fee here. To buy or sell Safemoon, there's a 10% fee. This 10% fee is allocated to different areas within the ecosystem. 4% of the 10% fee is to reflections to all holders. 3% of the fee goes to the Safemoon V2 contract. 2% of the fee goes to the burn, and 1% of the fee goes to the Ecosystem Growth Fund. Where we'll place our focus is here, the 3% tax fee being allocated to the Safemoon V2 contract LP. The way Swap and Liquefy does this was it collected Safemoon tokens, 500 million to be exact, and held it in an account. Once this account reached 500 million Safemoon tokens, it triggered the Swap and Liquefy function. Once triggered, it took half of the Safemoon tokens, 250 million tokens, and swapped it for BNB. The swap was a Safemoon cell. Then, it took this BNB and paired it with the remaining Safemoon tokens, then placed it into the LP. Now, there are two things to focus on here. This made for a more robust LP, which brings overall price stability. And there was an enormous sale of Safemoon tokens, 250 million tokens to be exact, which in turn brought the price of Safemoon down significantly. This didn't look good on the chart, as it presented with a big red candle as it dropped the price of Safemoon. Again, this function was meant to be triggered when a certain threshold was met and was meant to create a more robust LP that brings about price stability, which is good for the entire ecosystem. However, Coroni didn't take into account the impact of these big red candles and the effect it would have on human psychology and behavior. So, Coroni and the Safemoon dev team needed to pivot and adapt. They wanted to keep building a robust LP, but didn't want to see these giant red candles. After much deliberation and troubleshooting, they figured out a solution. The solution was Swap and Evolve. Swap and Evolve is very similar to Swap and Liquefy, however, with small changes that brings about a big impact. Like Swap and Liquefy, Swap and Evolve serves the same purpose, to build a stronger LP, to bring about price stability for the Safemoon token. Swap and Evolve does it in a very similar way, with a few key differences that make a big difference. Let's get back to the beginning of the process, but this time with swap and evolve in its place. Now, when someone buys or sells Safemoon, there's a fee. Depending on which Safemoon platform the transaction is being made will determine this fee. Again, to make things simple, let's stick with the 10% transaction fee. This 10% fee will get divided and allocated to different places in the Safemoon ecosystem. Here, we have 4% going to reflections, which goes to the holders. Then, we have 3% to liquidity. Then, 2% to the burn. Then 1% to the ecosystem. Again, after this 3% fee, the Safemoon is stored into an account until a certain threshold is met. This time, the threshold is not 500 million tokens like Swap and Liquefy, but is significantly less, only 323,323 Safemoon tokens. Once this amount is reached, it will trigger a sell in Safemoon and will purchase BNB, then store that into an account for now. Now, this is where the big difference is, this previous mentioned step. The threshold for selling Safemoon to purchase BNB was reduced significantly. This Safemoon to BNB is still considered a sell on the charts. However, instead of a giant sell-off which produces a giant red candle, these will be miniature sell-offs, producing little red candles that even the atom would have a difficult time identifying. These miniature red candles will be so small that they will look no different than any other red candle on the chart. The ordinary person won't be able to tell the difference. Now, here's another key difference in Swap and Evolve. Pay close attention. After having numerous sell-offs from Safemoon to BNB, there is another threshold that will be met. This threshold is 132.32 BNB. Therefore, when there is 132.32 BNB stored in this account, Safemoon will manually trigger the Swap and Evolve function. Because this function is manually triggered, they will be able to use this function to their tactical advantage and trigger the function when they deem it strategically advantageous to the Safemoon ecosystem. Anyone who witnessed the recent third of the LP injection in the V2 knows that Coroni knows how to time these sort of functions. Clever. Now, once this BNB threshold is met in the Swap and Evolve pool, it will take half of the 132.32 BNB, which is 66.16 BNB, which is a substantial amount because it was accumulated over some time, and it will trigger a function that, here we go, purchases Safemoon from the open market. Then, this Safemoon will be paired with the remaining BNB and will be put into the LP. Now this will be a giant purchase of Safemoon and will reflect on the chart as a giant green candle, while making the Safemoon LP become more robust. I look at it like this. The Swap and Liquefy was a giant uppercut to the Safemoon price, which presented as a giant red candle, and price decreased because of the giant Safemoon sell-off. Swap and Evolve are little tiny jabs to the price that are easily received and barely noticeable, until the opponent is able to send their own knockout uppercut punch back to the chart that results in a giant green candle and price increase because it's a giant Safemoon purchase. Both Swap and Liquefy and Swap and Evolve serve the same purpose, but they do it differently. Swap and Liquefy sold Safemoon, a giant amount of Safemoon, and converted it to BNB, which made the price significantly drop. Swap and Evolve has little tiny Safemoon cells when converting to BNB and are barely noticeable, until enough BNB is stored up to trigger a giant Safemoon purchase event, which then makes the price significantly increase. A smart move from the Safemoon dev team, one that takes the human element of behavior and psychology in mind. Coroni understands that human behavior and psychology are influenced by red candles, and chose to factor in this human element in the process of making the LP more robust. Coroni is learning quickly. Now, to ask the question, how does the current Safemoon and future Safemoon ecosystem play a part in Swap and Evolve? One word. A word in which the Safemoon army is very familiar with. Volume. Remember, all fees from all platforms will be considered in this Swap and Evolve function, at least all fees that are connected within the Safemoon ecosystem. What does this mean exactly? This means that Safemoon's centralized exchange will contribute to Swap and Evolve. Wallet transactions and swap transactions will contribute. Other exchanges, like Mandala, can start to contribute to Swap and Evolve perhaps once Glowtox is implemented. If a whale sells a large portion of their bag, it will contribute. If a new whale buys a bag, it will contribute, so on and so forth. You can see how Swap and Evolve will be a continuous catalyst to drive the price of Safemoon to new heights with Safemoon's utility, and Safemoon's ecosystem will be its driving force. One can easily picture this hypothetical scenario. Imagine Swap and Evolve being locked and loaded. Then the release of the exchange occurs, creating FOMO for some. This will naturally drive up price due to buys. Then these buys trigger Swap and Evolve, and after a short period of time, the price increases even more. Because of this, more FOMO occurs. Then the card comes out while Swap and Evolve is continuously getting triggered, driving the price slightly upwards. Then Coroni, playing 4D chess, injects another 1/3 of the remaining liquidity into the V2 LP. This drives price up even more, while triggering Swap and Evolve again and again, creating even more FOMO, which will make more buys occur, which will then trigger the Swap and Evolve function again and again. During these price surges, will whales sell to take profits? Most likely, yes. But what does that mean? You guessed it. More fees, and then more Swap and Evolve functions getting triggered again and again, making the LP of Safemoon even more robust every time, and while whale dominance decreases. This scenario is pure speculation, but is not by any means far-fetched. Let's take a look at what it looks like when Swap and Evolve gets triggered, and how it affects the chart. Here, you can see a purchase of Safemoon for 21,122 USD, and look at that price chart. There's that green candle. It made the price go from 0.0008800 to approximately 0.0008845, which is an increase of 0.5%. It looks good on the chart. Keep in mind though, the Swap and Evolve function, there will be a bunch of little cells. Until the account has enough BNB stored up, then a giant Safemoon purchase will be made. Therefore, these little cells technically drove the price down. However, it drove the price down an insignificant amount that was barely noticeable, only to be met with a giant green candle, which is noticeable. Again, human psychology and behavior. If you haven't done so, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We busted through the 700 subscriber mark. Thank you, Safemoon Army. If you liked viewing this content, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you're aware of the next time I release a new video. And also, make sure to follow me on Twitter for the latest news on Safemoon as it's happening. We're growing more and more every day, and are almost at 900 followers. Let's bust through that 1,000 follower mark. Safemoon Army, I have a theory that Coroni appreciated Swap and Liquefy while it was around. In fact, I think he wanted to drive the price down. On one of my previous dataset videos, I explained why having a low price at this time was a good thing. To summarize, a low price means more burn on the overall supply and more Safemoon tokens in everyone's bags. Now, I believe Coroni was waiting to switch from Swap and Liquefy to Swap and Evolve. But what was he waiting for? He was waiting for the delivery phase, and that phase is now. With the Safemoon centralized exchange around the corner, and the Safemoon card being imminent, while cross-chains being next, as stated by Dom Bailey on a recent Twitter space called Safemoon's Water Cooler, hosted by Jeremiah, and Safemoon Connect rumored to being launched soon, it's fair to say that Safemoon is indeed in the delivery phase. Safemoon Swap and Evolve is the beginning of a new era for Safemoon, and the Safemoon Army is more bullish than ever. Stay vigilant, stay patient, stay Safemoon, and I'll stay Safemoon Knight.